Hi everyone. In this lecture, we can see about channel state information. So, which is another important topic in relation with the MIMO. So, multi-user MIMO or even in a normal based MIMO systems. So, the channel state information takes more important since we consider the signal to noise ratio as one of the important factor. So that we can able to maintain a good signal strength while receiving the signal. And there are different approaches and things which we need to consider in this channel state information so that the capacity of the channel can be increased. So here we know that is in wireless communication, the channel state information refer to known channel properties of a communication link. So when two entities are in connection and we establish a transfer of information from one place to another, that means we are having a communication link. So with regard to this, we always need to make the signal strength its quality, because due to the environment available, the signal strength will be start to decay when signal goes for long distance. So when the traveling time is more on the way to the receiver. So here with regard to this, so the information describes how a signal actually propagate from the transmitter to the receiver, and which represents the combined effects. So there are many obstacles present on the way to the receiver. So the signal will face these things. So when any such obstacle to beware the signal is getting incident, then we can say these kind of propagation mechanisms by the word that is scattered signals or incident like reflected signal, refracted signal. So apart from fading, we also have to consider many factors with regard to the delay and which causes the distortion. So like that. So here in this, certain algorithms are available in MIMO transmissions and where the channel state information is mostly considered. So here first channel state information. So before moving into the channel state information, you need to know what is exactly channel state information. So channel state information refer to a term where how a signal propagate from the transmitter to the receiver. So on this propagation, what are the effects is going to cause the impact on the channel. So now first we consider case 1. In case 1, what we have is full CSA at the transmitter and full CSA at the receiver. So in this case we can say the transmitter and the receiver both having full knowledge of the channel. So considering the full knowledge propagation channel, it can able to easily transmit, and without distortion the signal can be get collected in the receiver. So here the capacity will be high. So the possibility to have a signal strength is very much high here. The second case what we have is average CSIT and full CSIR. So the receiver has full information of the instantaneous channel state. But in the transmitter side, average information is available. So since the transmitter has only average information, so certain terms with regard to the matrix formation, mapping between the transmitter and between the receiver elements, and the way which we consider the spectrum and the usage and also the effective way of utilizing the spectrum. On this way when we analyze, so there are some variations we need to make. Now coming to the third case, no CSIT and full CSIR. That means no channel information in the transmitter side, but having full information in the about the channel to the receiver side. So here the receiving pattern will be much more easy without making any feedback or anything. But since the transmitter not having full knowledge about the channel, so it has to change some there is some slight modifications with regard to the properties and about the instantaneous channel state. There actually it has to monitor, and certain formats it has to do. then only the transmission can be made in a appropriate level. Next what we have is fourth case, that is noisy CSI. So here we assume a term that is full CSI at the receiver and partly or no information to the that is transmitting side. So what we consider here is full channel state information at the receiver, which implies the receiver has learned the channel state perfectly, and any received training sequence will be affected by the additive noise as well as the quantization noise, because we know that when signal is moving on the way along the channel to the destination, so noise will be there. So noise will be there slightly, it will interfere, because the media which we have is air media, common air interface. And so assuming here a mismatched receiver, the receiver processes the signal based on the observed channel hops. So pertaining to a formula here in the matter, and which consider the dimensional terms which mapping, and we can able to express this in the form, that is the signal passing through the channel can be written as H2 is equal to H OBS plus del. So this is actually based on a determined mathematical form considering the channel state information. Now the third case what we have is no CSIT and no CSIR. The channel capacity is very high now, and but when neither the transmitter nor the receiver have CSI, so both sides we don't have any proper information about the channel. So here the main role goes to the modulation methods, how we make the modulation, how we encode the data, and also how we will make the things which normally sustain the level of the SNR, and also when we estimate the channel capacity, so how is the occurrence happening. So here for high SNR the capacity no longer increases linearly with a factor that is m equal to minimum of nt comma nr, but here everything increases with the level of the coherence time of the channel, because as we know in communication, when coherence time is more, then we say that more of the spectral components easily pass through the bandwidth. And finally, no channel state information at the transmitter and full CSI at the receiver. So when we consider this scenario, here the receiver knows the channel perfectly, but the transmitter side, it is not having full information about the channel. So in order to make it optimum, we need to assign the transmitter power to all transmitter antennas, and this power level of the kth element we can take it as P by NT. So NT for transmitting antenna element, and which we make to uncorrelate the data streams. So now when we want to estimate the capacity thus takes on the form C equal to log 2 of DET of IN or plus gamma bar divided by NT HH. So this is a prescribed format estimating the channel capacity in MAMS system. So considering this geometrical factor, we can move on to the term of calculating the capacity when we consider that transmitter antenna elements is equal to receiver antenna elements. So in MAMO system, when the two side antenna elements are equal, then we can say the MAMO system increases linearly. So here the transfer functions we can able to make it as h1 comma 1 equal to h1 comma 2 up to h1 comma n comma n. Here this case occurs when all the antenna elements are actually spaced very closely together and all the waves are actually coming from similar directions. Then finally, when you want to estimate the channel capacity based on the matrix form, start with the Shannon's capacity theorem, we can able to express this as capacity of MAMO is equal to log of 1 plus n gamma bar. So this is a formula to calculate this. Then another case where all transfer functions are different such that the channel matrix is actually based on a ranking and eigenvalues that we need to consider based on the signal spectrum and its magnitude. So here the antenna elements are actually as normal spaced apart, and the arrangement will be kept in the way And finally, when we determine the capacity of the MIMO system, so this can be written as C MIMO is equal to n again log of 1 plus gamma bar. So gamma bar goes to the variations in the noise levels pertain to the SNR. And the third things which we have is parallel transmission channels. So parallel transmissions, we know that we can able to transmit more data. So here the capacity will be getting increased linearly with the number of the antenna elements. Then finally again, if we want to calculate the SNR per channel here and to estimate the final capacity, so the MIMO capacity equal to the formula will be n log of 1 plus gamma bar by n. So all these expressions are actually based on the main factors which we consider as whether it is a parallel transmission, whether we are having acceptable level of SNR, or whether we are using identical terms with both side of antenna elements. So that is a major thing which we consider here. And finally, so we have a term to consider, that is full channel state information at the transmitter and full CSA at the receiver. So when in a scenario like this, and when we want to estimate the final output, so here it will be more advantageous to distribute the power level uniformly between all the transmitting antennas, that is antenna elements, and finally we can able to attain the appropriate level for SNR to receive the signal with good quality. So that's all in this lecture.